You're live.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, so apologies for being... Are we... We are... Okay, yeah, we are live. I can see it now. Yeah, we were late with audio issues.
Well, don't know whose side it came from, either of us.
Yeah, don't. Haven't a clue. But hey, all's alright now.
Or something copied a new link to share on the rest of the server in case anyone else wants to join.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, it's as if anyone will. Doubt it, but see what happens.
Yeah, you might as well.
We got a guy for Transfer Express 185 as a profile picture, commented hello.
Did he? Hang on, is that on...
Sure.
Oh yes.
Don't know who that is, but thank you.
Yeah, so...
Hang on, how many people are watching this at the moment? One person, okay. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This stream will be saved afterwards anyway. Anyone can watch
Sorry,
it.
hang on a minute.
Okay. Give them several minutes to. Well, that's something.
Sorry, I just got interrupted. That's why I wanted to call later, because it would happen more frequently later on. So.
Well, you told me it would happen anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I should be in bed by now.
Before I'll be interrupted.
Yeah. Hopefully that's the last. Flashing Red Productions. Is that Scriv?
Who? Oh.
It is Scriv.
Who's that again?
It is Will Scriven. He is
right.
great level crossing YouTuber.
Is he the guy with all the wire freeze or?
Yes, that's
right.
him.
That's him. Same guy you claim kind of lives near Level Crossing.
Yeah.
Which, if you remember, I actually, started train spotting there just after I went to the last home base. Not Nottingham, I mean Newport.
Yeah.
Because I know you believe I was supposed to give up after that home base, after the CGT and that one, but no. Just no. I went through 2 more home bases after that one, and then finally Newport.
Yeah.
Which, finally, I found what I was looking for in that home base. In every other home base since, no other CGT ever occurred in the rest. The only one before that was Waltham Cross in North London. Which, well, as you probably know, I literally straight after the home base in Nottingham, I applied the limits and tested it out in the following home bases after that. Well,
yeah.
I don't know about Newport. Yeah, it did go for Newport as well, because the only thing I pictured in there was the panel, of course, and the external repeater as well.
Yes.
And after Nottingham on the same day, have you got something on the back of your? There's some 508 coach. Just noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's plushy.
Yeah, I didn't know you had one. Do you think they'll do one of? Which was that? Which one was repainted blue and grey?
The peps that have the grey livery.
Yeah. It's not 201. That's a 3-on-3, but yeah.
Funnily enough, that one I have, if I can flip it around, the other side does actually have the grey livery on it.
Oh, wait, is it dual-sided?
Yep.
Oh, that grey livery. No, I meant the BR blue and grey livery.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, the original British Rail Yeah, no, sorry,
Do you
I
think?
understand.
But yeah, do you think they'll do it in that livery? That'd be cool, you know.
That would be really cool. That would be really cool if they do. But we'll just have to wait and see.
You know what else would be good? Silverlink. Well, I know the 5.8s did. No, wait, the 5.8s did carry that livery, didn't they? Those that ran on the Watford DC line. Well, only a few of them did, though, and they were probably inherited from South Eastern.
Yeah, I'll be honest, my rolling stock knowledge is a little bit lacking. So.
Well, yeah, well, I'm sure we'll get better at some point.
Oh yeah, I mean, my main interest is rail infrastructure rather than trains themselves. Don't get me wrong, I am interested in trains themselves, but it's, it's just.
Yeah, well, still good, that's for sure.
Yeah. Have you read the blog post that I wrote?
Which one?
I wrote it for it was an organisation called En Route, and they
Oh,
Oh no,
that,
you
yeah,
have.
of course.
Yeah, you have read it. Of course you have. Yeah,
Forgot about
because you
that.
asked me who
I
you asked
asked,
me who En Route was.
well, what it was, I didn't know if it was. What's
Belle's
that?
just
J Dog?
casually. Yeah, she was just casually mating with my duvet.
Does that count as an interruption?
Dunno.
But yeah, if they. Well, since the 5.8s actually did carry Silverlink, they should do a plushie in that livery as well. Because if they do, I'll certainly get one.
I don't. Yeah, and I think it could be possible because I do not think it's Merseyrail who make them. I think they just sell them. I think it's a different company that makes them and sells them separately.
Merseyrail didn't manufacture them, they ordered them.
Yeah, no, but I think a
You know,
different
BREL
company.
made all of their kinds, you know.
Oh, sorry, I meant the plush toys.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's me. It's I stood on my cable.
So
Yeah,
that's mine, yes. So you're
yeah,
back to before I'm mighty.
yeah. So, you were wanting to discuss, what was it? The Primark thing. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe hence the second recreated thumbnail, which is just as unique as the last one. Well, actually, this one's probably more honest than the last one because it's not just about CGT, is it? I mean, have you seen the thumbnail that I put up on this? This is something I already knew about Primark prior to this. Well, not prior to the others, but yeah,
In terms of what?
slave labour.
Oh, yeah, there's. I think, yeah, Primark has been suspicious of that, but I think even Apple has been accused of that in the past.
Well, it doesn't matter because I don't buy Apple products anymore.
Fair
You
enough.
know, why do you think I switched to the Pixel 6?
Yeah, I think the thing is, I think the further back you go in the supply chain, you will find at some point it does lead to that, unfortunately. But there has been cases with Primark I have been aware of.
Well, I only briefly knew about this probably a few months before this happened, but I think literally straight afterwards, knowing that it was a Primark, I actually researched more about it myself.
Yeah,
I mean, couldn't remember all of it on this one video, but I do remember something about them putting like heavy equipment in a very weak kind of old building that's collapsed with the weight of the equipment.
really.
Where they actually manufactured their clothes in a building that wasn't really made for that kind of equipment.
Mm. Like I say, I can't comment on this from a personal perspective because
Yeah, that's
obviously,
right.
yeah. And to clarify, any views I express on here are my own. But yeah, no, I think it's not something I know enough about, but I know that they have been accused of these things, but many other companies have as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now they've got another thing added to the list: a CGT, a high level one. So
Yes, I remember seeing this that happened with you.
the whole video.
I think I skipped bits of it.
Well,
because
yeah, it was a
I'll be
lengthy
honest, I'll be
exchange.
honest, I'll be honest, I struggle to watch them
Well, I
without
don't
getting
blame you, really.
upset.
It's like, I don't know, is it more unbearable than watching, I don't know, the actual worst SpongeBob episode of all time that sort of portrays this alien?
Yeah,
It's unbearable and it's hated for a reason.
yeah. I think the fact is I understand they have to be cautious. I understand someone
Yeah, well,
taking pictures of your fire alarm system may look suspicious, but
speaking of
you,
cautious, I think that's how I was at first too.
yeah. But the thing is, from me, like I said, I've met you in person.
Yeah,
You're obviously innocent. You're not like, if you get confronted like that, you're not looking for a fight. You just become
no,
quite nervous, and it's
I don't fight anyone really.
no,
I mean,
of course you don't.
no matter how many times I've thought about it, I've never actually done it.
No,
Well, I think the only time I recall doing that is probably like, I don't know, over a decade ago. That's
well,
just one or two times. But
that's ages ago.
it's probably when people get me so angry and, my rights are just, heavily obstructed.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
there's a lack. I think there's a lack of understanding for the sort of people that we are. I don't know how personal to get on here because I don't know how much you'd be willing to say
I can say anything really.
about yourself.
Yeah, literally
Okay,
anything.
okay, fair
It's
enough.
not like I have any,
This
it's
is
not
gonna
like I have any personal space.
okay, fair enough.
Well,
Um,
some say it's a bad thing, but
yeah,
I like having no personal space.
yeah, okay. Well, I'll be honest then with you. Are you autistic?
Well, that's probably the most obvious question, and yes.
And
I
I
think you
will
are as
say,
well.
the fact is, to me, you are very obviously autistic,
That's what Jordan
and
said as well.
you are, and I'm not using that as a bad thing. I'm just
Yeah, I
saying
know you're
it
not.
is very obvious. I think there's a lack of understanding with the general public over how people like us think. And let's be honest, I could quite easily get away with not looking autistic. I stim a lot, but that is pretty much it. I mean, a lot of people do not realize I'm autistic,
Well,
but
they don't really need to realise at the first minute,
mm,
because they can still look normal in some circumstances.
absolutely. And the fact that you drive, I don't drive. I'm bloody
You don't try.
terrified of no, I'm terrified of the idea of driving.
Yeah, well, would you be terrified of, travelling the full distance from, I don't know, Essex to Wigan North Western?
Yeah,
Because, that's exactly.
even on a train.
What do you mean even on a train? I mean, I know I haven't travelled that sort of long distance on a train, but I have driven that long distance.
When we met up with each other, you were convinced that yeah, Scrivs put a very good point in here.
This one,
Uh,
or was it the one before that?
no, the one he's just put up, the one that's you had it. It was on the
Oh,
screen there.
yeah, well, okay, it was on the screen then. Yeah, you briefly said
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I think because what's happening is Scriv. If you don't know what the background is,
Oh, the background.
yeah,
This background?
no, I know.
Yeah,
I mean the background of the situation, not
oh,
your
right, sorry.
physical.
About this background, I made it myself.
Yeah, and it looks beautiful. But
It
yeah, sorry,
is really beautiful.
the background of the story
Oh, yeah,
is,
just move over to the side.
uh,
See that there's a decent smoke sensor right there.
yes, it's cool. That.
Again, I
Yeah,
made it myself too.
yeah. Anyway, I was saying the background of the story is Matt takes a lot of pictures of fire alarm devices in certain public places across the country. A lot of the time, he gets challenged by this, and it's so common to the point where he's come up with his own term, which he calls CGT. When it happens, and you said, well, the Primark one was the last one that was a particularly bad one.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember if any have happened since,
Yeah,
but there may have been one near miss.
yeah.
I think a near miss is when you actually try your defence and nothing happens.
Yeah, but I think one
Which
thing to
I find
remember is it's.
cowardly to do, but
Mm,
anyway,
I think one thing to
I'm
remember
cowardly to do.
is one thing to remember is as well. It isn't just the fire alarm community. The railway community also
Exactly.
suffer from the
Because
same problem.
exactly,
And
this is what I'm talking about.
I
Transport community, they have CGTs too.
They do, they do. I mean, even with the
What was
likes of
the first
people
one I
who,
put through? I think. Hang on, what was that first one? I think it was one at Orpington Station as well. It's sort of nearly midnight.
yeah.
I
I
got
mean, it's happened at.
it's what?
I've known some people to, some rail enthusiasts to be filming on level crossings and then have the police called onto the.
Okay, that's way too excessive.
I know. I
It's,
think.
and I'm surprised I didn't happen to me when I was at Croxton AHB, when there was a guy in a van kind of, well not confronting me, he didn't get out, he was waiting. I was afraid that I was coming through at the same time. That's why I was there, and
Yeah.
he just asked questions, that's it.
And I think.
I don't know if it counts as a CGT if it's not done by staff, because it's done by members of the public, just a van driver.
I think. Well, I've known people to be CGT'd by they filmed a level crossing and then a resident who lives next to it has come out and been like, "Why are you taking pictures outside my house?"
Well, that may count as a manager as well, because they also count as staff managers, because both Homebase Nottingham and Sainsbury's of Wellingborough were done by managers.
Hmm.
I don't know about Exchange Offer, that could have been a manager, but it might not have been. I recall it was just a shopkeeper or something. Although,
I
worst
think
one, that could have been a manager actually.
I think there should just be more
Was it fiction?
understanding. I think there should just be more understanding that there's
Do you
people
know
like
what?
us.
I think there's more to the misunderstanding than we think, you know.
Well, I think
Because,
another thing is to think about
normally
is,
I get accused of terrorism. I think that's why there's more to it.
oh, that's disgusting.
That's a regular thing when it comes to either
It's
petroleum
just
problems or
terrible.
transport.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
used to that, so
I
yeah.
think, yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. Um, I was just gonna think of something else. Oh, it's completely gone out of my head. What was I gonna say?
It'll come to you eventually.
Yeah,
Just
well,
I think the best way to remember it is just think of exactly what else you were thinking at the same time. That will
yeah,
bring it back somehow.
yeah.
You know, as an autistic kind of self, you can think
I
of a
mean,
lot at the same second.
I think this is what I was gonna say. I'm not sure, but I remember. I mean, if this is a demonstration of how autistic I was trying to figure out what the PA system at my university library was. Like, the chime on it, I didn't recognise at all. And you couldn't tell from the speakers what the system was, and the mic wasn't visible. So I requested photographs of the amp and the mic, and they sent me pictures, which was quite funny. Well, I'll say
What
it
kind
was nice. It
of
was lovely.
pictures?
Just one picture of the microphone and one picture of the amplifier. I mean, they weren't great quality, but they were enough to know what it was, and that's just what I wanted to know.
I'll have to rewatch the video to pick that bit up.
Yeah. Anyway, Scrivs just
Hang on,
commented.
let's just see what we've got here. Is that an example?
Yeah, the one below it as well.
Okay.
Said there was one instance of Wadborough where the woman in the house was asking why I was taking pictures of a house even though I wasn't.
I
That's
think
happened
that's
to
Wadborough North, not Perth, because there's two level crossings in the same area.
it won't be Purton. No one lives next to Purton, do they?
No, there's no buildings inside Purton. There's another level
Oh,
crossing only a few yards down the line where there probably
yeah,
is a place where someone lives.
yeah. I think, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just. I think there just needs to be kind of just more respect and understanding of people like us. But I think, oh, that was what I was going to say. Another major factor is the majority of the public don't listen.
No. Yeah, I get it.
Majority of the public do not listen. I have been in the ticket office at Leyland Station,
Eh?
seeing I've been in the ticket office at Leyland Station, seeing passengers come in. They ask a question, they get their answer, and then they just ask it again. And I've even come across people where, for example, there was once a platform alteration. The staff announced it and said, disregard the automated announcements as these will be inaccurate. A member of the public comes in like saying, an announcement outside said it was on this platform. And I was just like, he just told you to ignore them.
Just confusing, but I don't think I would, harass anyone for it.
There was another instance where the same woman criticised me and Joe for looking.
Wait, is that a different level crossing?
No, it'll be the same woman, it'll be the same crossing, but it'll be him and Joe Thorpe, who's another.
Actually, wait a minute. He knows Joe Thorpe.
Yeah, I know Joe Thorpe.
Well, I didn't know you know him, mate. Well, I've known about that guy for ages. So I thought it was based in Lincolnshire, though.
He is.
But then, I'm not up to date with that.
Yeah. I've met Joe.
I've seen old videos of his from 2014, I think.
Yeah, me and Joe have met each other in person before, a few times. Yeah, he's lovely. He's lovely, Joe.
Okay.
Is this community more tight knit than you thought it was?
What?
Is the community closer together than you thought it was?
So, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's already got the nicest guy I know right now, so that's close enough.
And who would that be?
You?
Of course.
Yeah. Well, actually, how about this coming together? Oh, never mind, I'll mention about this later. It's partially off subject, but what do you think? Should I tell YouTube about this?
Go on, say what it is.
Well, anyone in Israel would have seen this anyway, but even still. As soon as you found out about it, you're like, you lucky sod.
Yeah. What was it?
Well, it's about meeting Francis against Olympia.
Yeah, oh gosh, yes, of course you did, didn't you? Yes. Yeah, you've met Francis.
Yeah. The outcome was just outstanding,
Yeah. Although I've had my claim to fame within the railway community, I'm friends with Nick Badley as well. He's lovely.
Yeah, that's close enough as well. I guess now we're even.
Yeah, we actually met up a couple of days ago. He was passing through Leyland Station and he asked if I was in Leyland, and I was. So we met up for about half an hour. It was lovely. Absolutely, come on, Scriv. Yeah.
I think the only difference is I think he knows roughly where you live.
Oh, Nick knows exactly where I live.
Oh, exactly.
He's been to my house.
Your house?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was when we did the Friends of Leyland Station video. I came back. We went to Weatherspoons afterwards, and I came back just to get my boots off and my high vis off. And he said a quick hello to my parents, and yeah. In fact, that's my high vis.
I suppose it didn't happen when we met up. Not that it needed to, but still.
Yeah.
Hang on,
yeah.
Something's coming in.
It is. It's Scriv. It's flashing red. Hello. You okay?
Yeah, not bad, you?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Good.
Yeah. Yes. Well, you've been watching, you know what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you've been talking about. The CGT.
CGTs that occur, yeah.
Yeah.
It's short for courts. If I have to say,
which is ironic because CGT has more syllables than court.
Really? What's What are you talking about?
Right, so syllables are when your mouth changes expression. So, for example, the best way to think of it is, let's say, So if I say station, that has 2 syllables. Station. And court has 1 syllable. Court. But CGT is C-G-T.
Yeah, but
Do you know what
it's
I
like
mean?
in. I was in London.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a term you use. I like it.
Yeah, well, I came up with it after the worst one of all time, which still remains the worst one of all time. Like, straight away. Because I think these needed to be documented because they kept happening.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's one of those it's one of those horrible things that just happens with the community of us type of people.
And
You were saying, Scriv, about, what was it, a woman at, was it Wadborough?
Yeah, it was a robbery. Yeah. There was one instance back in, it was January 2018 when this happened, where
you've been
I
there.
wasn't actually recording at the time, but because this happened off camera, but basically I was just stood on the side where the house is, waiting for the crossing to go down. Then that woman who lives in the house opened the door and was like asking what I was doing and like why am I photographing her house. And then my dad was with me as well, so he kind of said to her like, he said to her, why would we be picturing her house? And then there was another instance. This was in June 2019 when I was with Joe. Well, actually, it wasn't just the woman who had a go at us, but there was also this man as well. Well, actually, I think it was more Joe than it was me, really, because he was looking down the line, whereas I was.
That reminds me of something I need to come forward about. Because, switch to the Tracepoint CGT for a second. There's one more recent that wasn't actually directed at me this time. But it seems that when I'm actually with someone, I may be a completely different person. I don't just freeze and will just feel extremely anxious. Because when I'm watching someone else go through the same thing in real life, I change to something, ready to be defensive.
Yeah, I'll tell you something.
Yeah. Let me tell you about this one. We were at Euston Station. I think we're waiting for the Caledonian Sleeper to come in, which I think had the GVOF class 92 at the front. And, well, 2 guys in blue high visibility jackets, obviously Network Rail, which I think Brandon warned me about in the first place, came up to not me, but Barry.
Right.
But, I mean, Joseph Harvey walked ahead, and I just stayed with Barry because, in case, just in case something bad happened.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to completely be left alone with him.
Yeah. Well, it was like when I was with you, and you were taking pictures inside Fishergate Shopping Centre, and I kind of moved away because I didn't want to be directly involved. However, if a situation arose, I would have approached you and said, "Are you okay?" And I would have just pretended that I just saw you.
That is a good idea, actually.
That's
It would happen more often.
Yeah, like if someone had a go at you, I'd come up to you, I'd be like, "Hiya, Matt," and then I'd be like, "Is there a problem?" And
the real question is, are you sure about that? Because I mean, with the worst ones like Primark, Exchange Ilford, Homebase, and of course EAF, which is the worst one by far.
Well, like I say,
I don't think you'd want to get involved with those ones.
No, but like I say, this is just hypothetical. And I think the main issue with this over the railways that this is in private areas. I mean, staff are allowed to.
Because everywhere we go is all accessible. Everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm saying because it's actually trespassing for real in that John Lewis in Cambridge, which I can't guarantee was actually trespassing for, but whatever my phone could see may count. That might be the case. That CGT was nowhere near as brutal as any of the others.
Yeah, I guess it. Yeah, it just, I don't know. Some people are just really aggressive to photography. I don't know. It's one of the frustrating things.
There's this channel I recently started following. I can't remember its name, but probably trying to, continue the legacy and trying to bring back the whole point of a camera and just expose horrible people. Well, I respect anyone like that, really, who's trying to stand up for my own kind as well.
Yeah.
I exist. That's why I stood up for Benno as well, because he was doing the same thing. That's really
I'd rather not talk about him.
Yeah, well, he's not all bad, that's the point. And
well,
at least he respects my kind. That may be one of the very few good things about him, you could say.
Yeah, I guess he does, but the thing is,
it's still better than other people.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather not go into detail about him because anyway.
Still, what do you know about him? I know more because I've met him. A lot more, really.
Well, I don't know. Anyway,
Still.
I can understand why you like him.
Well,
in some aspects.
Out of the question, really, but sure.
Yeah.
Again, it was a scam. Maybe.
Yes.
Well, actually, no, it wasn't. Just in the end, just not in the first period, because the point is, I don't regret it.
There's the stuff in my life which I enjoyed, and I turned out to be the worst thing ever.
You don't need to
the end of it. No, I'm just saying.
I wouldn't have minded if I happened to be, but even still, we don't need to go into that. It's probably worse than what I would have gone through, but you know, as you know, there's other things outside Benno.
Yeah, there is. There very much.
I'd say relate more to your side of whatever you would have talked about.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days I'll come forward about it. Who knows?
Yeah. Just do what you're comfortable with.
As long as I'm around people who I trust and
Absolutely. That's important. People you can trust and people you can be friends with. That's the most important thing. Yeah.
Well, okay, so you know the Primark was done after the limit applied, so only one device was pitched. Only one device was pitched in the whole building.
You only pictured one device?
Yes, only one device. That's all it took.
Just one device?
Yeah, but that's the case with Exchange Authors as well, and or maybe and EAF. All three of those places were one device. Homebase was 5, I think.
5 I can kind of get. But how many was it you took in Waterstones in Preston?
Quite a lot. Hang on, let me have a look. Because
I was with you and nothing happened. But even I've gone out and taken pictures of stuff, and I've never been challenged.
How is it challenged? Why are they challenging you too? Oh, that's Tunbridge. That's Tunbridge, North London. Here we are. Anyway, how many devices with this one Waterstones? What's the count? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 devices.
6 devices and nothing.
Yeah. Well, no CGT has ever gone any Waterstones before, and I've been to quite a few of them.
I think staff in Waterstones tends to just be it's a lot more relaxed environment, you know,
but yeah, you think I pictured a lot in that one, that's nothing compared to some of the better ones.
No. But I think that Waterstones was just unusual because it's wireless sight on, which you never really see.
I don't really see that stuff very often, do I?
No.
Well, hang on, it is very similar to the one in Brighton, which has EMS 5.5,000.
That one used to be a 5.5,000 as well.
Oh, did it? Wait, yeah. In Preston?
Yeah, that was a 5.5,000. But when because that building, You know, there was that staircase that just went up to the ceiling.
That's
Yeah,
the
that was originally open, and you could see upstairs, but there was barriers at the bottom, so you couldn't go up.
It
And
used to be they
that whole
converted to flats and they
they've
isolated it from the shop.
yeah, they converted it to flats, and that's when the Zyton was put in. But I believe the Zyton system also covers the flats as well, because I've spoken to some staff who work at the
Better idea, I
Waterstones in
guess.
They've spoken to some staff who work at the Waterstones in Southport, and they've said that they've been they know staff who work there, and they say that they're always setting the fire alarms off in the flats, which sets the shock system off as well. So,
I wonder how that can be resolved.
well, the problem is, if Zyton's not very flexible, at least I don't think it is. I mean,
Well,
if
I
it
don't
was a
know
white,
its
if it was a,
flexibility,
if it-
but it's just
if it-
boring. Not this wireless, it's probably the least boring of all the Samsung I've ever seen, you know?
yeah. I mean, like normally you'd use
I think
normally
even
you'd use
less
push
boring than
buttons.
5,000 too.
Yeah.
But
Normally you'd use
still
push
more.
buttons for flats, but you know, it's just. I wonder if there's what was that block of flats called? I'm just going to try and find what that's if the system is actually goes up there, because I know the fire escapes do link with the Waterstones fire escapes. I think if you go up the fire escape staircase in Waterstones, you end up in the flats.
Let's see if you can get to the door from the outside, because they have a lock on the outside, do they?
Yeah, what's it? I think it's called City Bridge Apartments. It is called City Bridge Apartments. Let's see.
You know what, actually, I think the best way to defend yourself from an upcoming CGT to sort of prevent any happening, if you're doing it at a shop in particular, like Sainsbury's for instance, buy something from there. That's the best way to sort of get out of it.
That is exactly what I do. Or do what I did as
I
well.
didn't do it at Wellingborough though. I didn't do it there.
Yeah. What about what I did in that charity shop? When you was there doing pictures, I was looking at other stuff in the shop.
Second. I don't know, what if you're doing both of those things at the same time? Well, sort of.
Yeah. Right, okay, the flats themselves use ACO.
Oh god. That's much worse.
Is there any pictures of the communal spaces? No, there's not. But I imagine, I don't know. It must be on some
I
sort
don't link those to the Zyton system. Well, I guess that's practically impossible anyway, but you know. I guess it's not much different to a wireless system now, is it? Because you still have to place batteries in wireless devices too. But you know, wireless systems are the best.
Yeah.
There was actually another instance up in Scotland.
Where's Scotland?
What was that crossing called? I think it's called. It's near Perth, I think. It's that crossing with the GWE barriers and the signal box. I think it's called Blackford. Yeah, Blackford. There was an instance at Blackford crossing where, for some reason, the signal thought I was going to commit suicide. So it was like,
I wouldn't try and let you know because that make it more possible.
What was this, a CCTV crossing, or was it locally monitored?
It was a locally monitored crossing with a signal box next to it. Yeah.
Okay, the fact is, committing suicide at a level crossing just doesn't work unless it's an automatic one.
Yeah. That crossing was I mean, if it was like, yeah, I mean, at a half barrow crossing, it's easy to do, but on an MCB crossing,
especially locally monitored, CCTV monitored, yeah. I mean, obstacle detection. I mean, does the obstacle detection remain live throughout the whole sequence?
I think it's only functional when the barriers come down. But after the crossing is confirmed clear, then I don't then I don't think anything happens if someone was to step on the crossing.
Right.
I wouldn't matter if anything's should come in. So I guess that's why it's.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's like, let's say it's intentional. You know, you can't accidentally walk onto a crossing that has the barriers down already.
Yeah.
Well, you could. Well, what about half barrier crossing? If you're on the right hand side,
They're automatic. They're fully automatic, so they don't get checked.
Huh?
No, manual crossings have to be confirmed clear. Automatic crossings just lower barriers and that's it. That's right. They're so much quicker.
And there was also an instance in 2018. I think I've already mentioned this one in the server. That one time at Cradley Eve in 2018, where I was filming the crossing then, and someone on the station just saw me filming and was like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm filming the crossing." And then he said that I needed permission to film its Network Rail property, and then I just froze. I just completely froze.
Which is
who was that guy that done it?
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous because I wasn't even on the station, and I was also on.
You was on a road. I was
on a public right of way.
Yeah. I'm on a public road. I don't need permission.
Well, how active was the station though? Was it like constantly monitored with staff?
I don't know. I think it is staffed, but I don't.
There was staff that found you, right? There was staff that found you, right?
There was a member of staff who said he had to have permission even though he was on a public road. Ridiculous.
No, I don't get it.
Yeah, well, he's kind of in the path of Network Rail property, even still.
As well, what this shows is...
What I probably should mention is, it seems that, I don't know who's behind firing CGTs, but it's obvious that when it comes to transmitting CGTs, Network Rail themselves are behind it.
Yeah, unless you're at Blackpool North.
So I don't think for a minute that rail track was any worse.
I will say though, Matt, the staff at Blackpool North are proper jobs worth. Apparently they always tell people off for filming on the station.
Blackpool North.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
it
apparently.
It wouldn't have been like that at British Rail, would it?
I don't know. But yeah, apparently it's really bad for it.
Well, I can't say the rail track would have done something, but it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't need to be.
If rail track caused various accidents due to a lack of maintenance, like Hatfield and Potter's Bar, then they'd be considered the worst company, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, privatised it. The government, that was the government's fault. They made it a private company against the advice of experts.
And just selling it to people who don't know how to do it.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see what happens now. Sorry, I'm yawning. We'll have to see what happens now. Labour's in power.
So I don't get why Network Rail were fined for the following accidents, such as Ladbroke Grove, when Railtrack were actually responsible.
Well, it's who Railtrack became, isn't it?
Like the company that caused the landslide in Scotland when HST got caught up in it. Because company cosmetics that no longer exists either. So, no one got done for that accident. But if the company did still exist, they would have got done for it. And yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how it all works legally. Sorry, I won't be a sec. I'm just going to turn my light on. It's really dark in here now.
I can still see you, though, very clearly.
Yeah, that's the light with my monitor.
Yeah, I'm already prepared for that. But that looks better.
Yeah. It's how stuff legally works, it's the company that's now responsible,
I guess whoever bought it kind of takes the blame as well.
Yeah, well, they take on all their
it shouldn't be
assets,
that,
including their.
because if rail truck were responsible for the lack of maintenance, then why do Network Rail get the blame for it when they take over?
Well, it's
It's
because
all to do with bad law.
I think, yeah, I guess it's just they buy out their assets, including their legal
But even
assets.
still, none of that
I
would have
guess,
happened if the government hadn't have sold the railways.
yeah. They started cutting corners, and that was the start of the demise of the British Railways. I mean, since then we have got loads of new rolling stock, but I think infrastructure has just gone
The
really
kind of
downhill.
stock.
How so?
Yeah, how so?
Infrastructure.
Yeah, the infrastructure. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's like what Matt was saying in terms of like accidents occurring due to failed maintenance, but like we're still using like decades old signalling systems, only prioritizing work down south, and
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
just down south.
yeah, I mean, it's and as well, with things like like HS2 being cancelled and stuff like
It should
that,
never have even started in the first place.
Well, it started
You know,
down south now.
build a new line when they could have actually reused the whole of the Great Central Railway instead. An
I
existing
know.
line that they ripped up years ago. They could have easily just reinstated that. Would have costed a lot less as well.
Mm.
And it would probably kind of involve electrifying the Chiltern main line. I don't know, maybe we need to look into that. But to reuse the Great Central Railway is a good idea. It's like the forgotten, long distance main line, like the Midland main line, it's the Coastal main line. It's to one of them. It's not one of those other, short branch lines used for a heritage railway. It's a full main line that only some of it's been reused for what is now the heritage railway.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have connection to the main line anymore. I don't know about the connection from Nottingham, but as far as I know, it doesn't have it at the moment anyway. I just watched that really long video of actually covering the full distance of the Great Central Railway from Nottingham to Marylebone. What it actually covered.
Yeah.
Actually, do you think if British Rail still existed, do you think any of the electrical units that we lost over the years would still exist to this day, or be reused elsewhere?
I don't know. It's all just speculation.
As of after I put up that video on how I can tell the difference with a 465 subclass, after that, I probably found out that there's only a matter of time before I really will actually be going. I didn't find out about that till after. I mean, I don't know if they're still running the 165 and 166 because they're DMUs. So how come they have no signs of going? They're no better. Well, worse, if anything.
Yeah.
And also, what about the turbo stars? I mean, Southwest Trains, bought a few new ones and then they got rid of them, like not long after, replacing them with the 159s.
Yeah. Railway companies make stupid decisions all the time. They're planning on getting rid of them on one.
It's a stupid decision to inherit turbo stars in the first place. Not to get the best TVs of all time. So
Northern are apparently planning on getting rid of the 195s already.
What?
How old are
the
they?
CLF units? The 194?
Not old. I'd say about 4 years old.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's not long.
No. But I think it's because it's now operated. I think it's now operated by the government, and obviously they were ordered under Arriva. I think the government wants to replace the whole fleet and standardise it.
Wait, what? Oh, right.
Yeah.
What are they going to replace it with then?
We don't know yet.
And where are they going to go anyway?
I reckon they'll go to ScotRail.
Well, we'll have to see about that.
Yeah.
Is ScotRail still operated by Abellio?
No, it's operated by Scottish Government now.
Okay. Well, all of it.
I think so, yeah.
What about the Caledonian Sleeper? Does that count as well?
Yeah, Scottish Government that as well.
I thought GBIF owned the Caledonian Sleeper, though.
I think they own the driving vehicles, or is it Freightliner?
No, GBIF have the Class 92s. Freightliner
Okay.
have the Class 90s now.
Okay.
Well, Freightliner never owned any of the Class 92s. Only GBIF and DB, what was on EWS, owned them. Well, EWS owned them first, but, well, bad decision, really. That's why they're not using them. Maybe when the government takes them over, they'll start using them again, because they hardly ever use them at all. When it comes to GBIF, they only ever use them for Caledonian Sleeper, nowhere else. They're not running the routes that they were built for in the first place, and the fact that they're more capable of taking a water train from Donnersmore to Daventry than the Class 66s. They're just anxious about running on the West London line, that's all.
Yeah.
Just in case the dual voltage mechanism doesn't work properly. But maybe there is hope for GPIF. Maybe they'll just the points that they're ordering will actually replace the Class 66. That'd be a better solution, because they are electric locomotives after all. That's what they need. I'm still waiting for DB to just fall into its demise, especially after the withdrawal of the last mail train on the East Coast main line. I've just died DB already. But I don't know, maybe Veronis Rail will take over that. Who knows? Rightful owner of mail trains, I guess. They've already come this far in salvaging all of the 321s and actually using them for long distance services.
Yeah, I've seen the 321s being used. I've seen one go through Leyland, yeah.
Yeah. Was that when I saw it at the same time at Wigan North Western?
I don't think so, but I've seen them on separate occasions. Definitely.
Which ones did you see then?
I don't remember.
Well, the ones I saw through Wigan North Western were, the first unit was National Express, and the last one was in First Capital Connect.
Oh no, I think this one was in its new livery.
What new livery? I didn't know they had a new livery.
At least I think it was.
I'm sure it wasn't just, First Capital Connect rebranded Veronis Rail like the others. What colour was it overall?
Let me have a look. Was it? No, it was in Swift Express livery.
Oh, that one. Oh, I forgot about
The brand new one, yeah.
What happened to that one anyway? I haven't seen anyone use that one lately.
They use them as parcel trains now, like the 319s are.
Do they still use them though? That's the real question.
Not sure. I think they do. It says current operations.
Well, yeah, but it could just be in storage, still owned by the company,
Maybe.
Like those dead locomotives and crew that are still owned by DB. Which, there's quite a few of them have now been scrapped. Well, all except 90050. Well, I think the only reason that one didn't get scrapped is because it was owned by Freightliner and not DB. Even though that one is by far in the worst possible condition it could have been. Compared to all the others, which I just hope they salvage parts of those other ones before they scrap them.
Yeah.
In order to restore 50. But yeah, DB just needs to go. Freightliner and GBF need to take him over. and throw this role for the mail trains.
Hmm.
But even still, I don't know what's best. I know what isn't.
What?
But, you know, they're just constantly using diesel locomotives on every route, whether they can or not. All except one on the high-speed line, which they very rarely do.
Yeah.
You know, they think they can get away with it.
Hmm.
So it's all because they think it's all because they claim they can't afford to run electric train services anymore. That's why. I mean,
Yeah.
sure, Freightliner did that for a short time as well for the same reason, but that was only a short moment, and they got over it and brought it back again.
Hmm.
I mean, do you remember that time that Freightliner had temporarily suspended their electric locomotives for the same reason?
Sorry, I keep yawning. I don't, to be honest. Oh,
Well, at least it was just temporary, unlike DB, which seems to be very much permanent.
I don't know much about freight in terms of operations. I'm afraid.
I think you need to, though.
Yeah.
But you know, something needs to be done about DB anyway. I guess Freightliner have already taken 2 of their Class 90s, but I haven't seen them out yet. I don't know if they've repainted them already, but you know, just 2 out of all of their others that are still left in storage, while they're letting the dead ones being scrapped. It's also claimed that Course is a bad company as well. I mean, think about it, they don't have any electric automotives at all. I mean, I wouldn't give them a bad reputation under the fact that they actually own Class 56s, and a few other things as well that they still use quite frequently. So, I mean, that's a good thing, right? But even still, they're doing it for the same reason that DB are. The only thing DB have left is Class 66. At least Colas have a better collection of diesel locomotives, not just 66. In fact, they only have very little, and that batch was only made for Fastline, which was very much short-lived.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they got rid of the loss of their Class 6s to GBRF, but they still have everything else, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this is going well off topic for all sorts of CGTs. I mean, I don't know how transport the CGs being off subject for that, but I guess, have I explained enough about Primark?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, good. Because I think we should move on to the most brutal one of them all.
Go on.
And which one's that?
EAF.
EAF.
EAF. What is EAF?
It stands for East Anglian Foods.
Essential East Anglian Foods.
No, just East Anglian. Yeah, East Anglian Foods.
I've never heard of them before.
Yeah, it's one of those, what you call it, traps that lures me in. Independent places that does not identify as a popular brand.
Okay.
And plainly difficult type of place.
What type of place is it? It sounds like a wholesaler.
It's a butcher's, but a different kind of butcher's.
Okay.
I don't know. I think kind of a not very slick move for this one. But the CGT on that one was just brutal. That was really bad.
Right.
I mean, I partially came forward about it in the I'm Being Serious live stream. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? But I think there's a bit more to say about that one. Because, but you know how Exchange Ilford, they know where I live, but they never found me or anything, or never bothered to come down and murder me or something.
Right.
I don't know why, I think they would. This one doesn't know where I live, but if I did, they really would have actually done it, you know.
Right.
Oh, and to put it this way, if I was in America, if it were the same type of CGT in America, they would just murder me with their guns.
Why? What did they threaten you?
Well, maybe. But a lot of verbal abuse took place. That's the point. A lot of verbal abuse. I mean, I said that about exchange offers as well, because a lot of that took place in exchange offer, but much, much more and gone out of control much quicker.
Right.
It was constant, just the verbal abuse and everything.
That's unnecessary.
Well, maybe it is, but I don't know.
Of course it is.
But I think what's
Well, I
worse.
thought they're having a bad day to take it out on you.
Yeah, well, they're just having a bad day, that's that. But
no excuse, though.
That's not the worst part, though. It led
What
to
is?
sabotage.
It led to what?
Sabotage.
Sabotage.
In what I'm talking about, I mean, I think one person knows about this, but I think well, two people actually, when they found out about it, they asked me if I'm alright. Well, I mean, two people in the community, not outside it, because they people I can trust. Outside it, no, just no. Because when they find out about it, they tell me to give up. Just like that. And they force me to. That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah, but the point is, though, at the same time with the CGT, because I was wearing branded uniform at the same time, they complained to that company, and that company complained to the previous college, and well, that college obviously just blew my cover completely, just really bad, and just phoned my mum about it, like weeks later.
Oh my God's sake!
And she just forced me to give it up completely. I mean, she put me in the wrong completely for that, as if what makes sense is partially trespassing, but I can't say the verbal abuse is really justified, though.
Stuff like this is completely unnecessary, and I think the fact that big organisations have gone to this length, I think, is absolutely ridiculous. As I was saying earlier, you're quite obviously autistic. You obviously know harm.
And the fact that I told them more about me than I did at Exchange Ilford that time, well, I don't know what Exchange Ilford's reaction, but I didn't want to tell them as much. This one I did. Hang on, what was that they said again? Well, I know one of those things. They say, "Well, I'm clearly messed up inside."
Oh, that's just fucking cruel.
He said direct to me during that CGT, because I can see you're clearly messed up inside.
Oh, that's ridiculous. There's no need for that sort of disgusting.
I responded. Hang on, I think it was just standing up for myself this time. Like, maybe maybe become more aware of my kind, and then he'd be like, I don't want to be aware of your type.
Well, I'm afraid you look. If you don't want to be aware of other different people, I think you should go and. Well, I think you should leave this planet.
Well, that's just
my second.
The place in Habitat is closed down now.
East Anglia Foods is shut down. Thank goodness for that.
Well, yeah, thank goodness for that. It was just brutal. And you know what I compare this CGT to? That video by Benno, which was one of his worst CGTs of all time, was very similar to that. The video is called "Some Nasty Violent Thug Tries to Strangle Me."
Yeah.
Well, the only difference, there was no physical attention, but the verbal abuse in that was very much the same.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Also, speaking of which, the end result of that video was also the same. The end result, they've been running away, crying, just like that. The same thing happened.
awful.
same thing happens.
Absolutely awful.
That's the only CGT where I've actually cried at the end of it. That is the only one. I'm surprised I didn't at Exchange Ilford, because that one was also quite brutal, but I mean, I was on the brink of turning racist, but that never happened. I just went to, well, I was scared more likely during Exchange Ilford, but I didn't cry. Because I wanted to just get this, this job done, because after that I was supposed to go nationwide and sort that out.
Yeah.
After that, I was just sitting at Ilford railway station and just thinking if I should, turn racist, because that particular one involved, foreigners. But this one, the next one after that, which is basically the same one at EAF, that involved entirely British people.
I think it's kind of wrong to blame this on people from other ethnic backgrounds, because a lot of the time, people from other ethnic backgrounds, a lot of them are just as friendly as us, or just as nasty British people.
Well,
I think it's kind of, but I can understand when you're in the moment, you try and target something about them which makes them stand out. I can kind of get that. Like if it was someone who was bald, you would say, "Oh, it's an annoying."
I wouldn't put it down to that though.
No, but
because none of these guys were bald anyway.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You're picking up stuff about them that's different, but I think it's not. I think racism isn't the way to go about it. It makes you just as bad as them. In all honesty.
I mean, I thought I was racist, but when it comes to from UK, I don't want anything to do with that. So that kind of changes the outcome a bit.
Yeah.
They hear about Reform UK, it just doesn't sound right at all.
Oh,
I thought I was racist. Am I really? I don't know.
Yeah. It's honestly,
that's all. I was trying to make sure people don't vote for that.
Yeah. Well, they've got 5 seats in Parliament now.
Yeah, they're not entirely in control of the vote, are they? Well, I hope not. Because
yeah, honestly, I think this just goes to show that there's some nasty people in this world. But I think the fact that this has occurred from
way too many.
Yeah,
seems to be the
but I think, but in all honesty, I think it isn't just limited to CGTs. I think you can come across very nasty people just by doing anything, really. I mean, some people will get angry and start attacking you if you look at them the wrong way. I think it's just, it's just something for someone to pick up at, I think.
Again, they're looking for attention to take out on a negative level.
Yeah. And that's...
I figured my dad did at Peterborough. Well, he was with one of the Arriva cross-country drivers, and some trains while I came up to Auckland, he kind of blocked this view. My dad also took it out on them as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably my dad conducting a similar type of CGT. I mean, I don't know how bad it was. I doubt it was really that bad, really. But I guess both of them are in the wrong, really. Not just that, both of them.
Yeah.
Because he kind of represents authority, like saying, "Oh, I work for the railways and stuff," kind of thing. Same thing as most people don't normally do during CGTs, normally. I mean, why would you show off like that?
Yeah, it's just sad what this world's become, really.
Yeah, it was only because of, I don't know, just bad law and the Tories just exploiting everything. But they're gone now, so.
Well, at least the Tories are no longer in government. No longer in charge of the country.
I don't know how much better Labour is, but I'm sure it's the slightest better at least.
Well,
Sure
I
they're
think
at least
any major change in government is a welcome one, but we'll just have to see what happens. Ultimately,
Well,
I want to see stuff happening ASAP.
well, I'm sure the Labour will at least make a start to, turning things a little better.
I would
I
hope
hope
so as
so.
well.
Supported
I
here,
hope.
starts.
I hope so. I mean, I'm not that keen on Keir Starmer, in all honesty. I much prefer Jeremy Corbyn.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought I thought Jeremy
Was
Corbyn
he
was really
for
good.
human rights? Yeah, but
Yeah,
everyone tried to make up propaganda about him.
yeah. They tried to make out
Tories
he was
ordered,
They
Tories
tried to
ordered the
make.
Sun and the Mirror to release news, that explains the wrong information about him, and everyone believed it.
I know. Like they tried to make out that he's
When all the
anti-Semitic, but he's against the fact that Israel are failing to recognise Palestine. That is what it is. They turn that into anti-Semitism, and that's not what anti-Semitism is.
Yeah, but as of now, I think the Tories did the same thing this year, as much as they can, to order the Mirror and the Sun to do the same thing to everyone else that they knew were going to take him over. But it seems they finally failed this time.
Yeah.
Because as of now, Labour's our only option, because we already know about the Tories are, and everything we know about them isn't lies.
Yeah.
Like when they made us suffer when they weren't.
Yeah.
Just surprised they survived all of that. And yeah,
Yeah. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens, Matt. I mean, maybe positive change or maybe no change at all. We'll just have to see.
Just glad that most of you kind of survived that period as well. Not just me, the rest of you. Because that wouldn't be, because if that was the case, it wouldn't be the only thing bringing me down.
Yeah. We'll just have to.
But, I just stopped watching the news during that time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't regret stopping watching the news, because I'd say that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, also, get awareness through is I try to make sure no one reads the Mirror or the Sun, because again, propaganda.
Yeah.
Especially, you'd be able to tell if someone reads the Sun because they'll know the wrong information.
Yeah.
They'd be against, entirely with your own beliefs. But what you know is actually true.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's not the only thing the Mirror have made propaganda about.
No.
And also, what about the fact that, certain places, like I think it was Liverpool, banned the Sun for continuously releasing the wrong information.
Oh, the Sun is very unpopular in Liverpool.
Oh, good. So they really did ban it. But
Well,
why is it still
they haven't banned it in Liverpool. It's just very much frowned upon in Liverpool.
Well, good. It needs to be because.
But I think it was to do with Hillsborough.
Yeah, I knew it was some kind of football match, not like
Yeah.
I'm up to date on any of it.
Yeah, it was to do with the Hillsborough disaster.
Yeah, and they continuously release the wrong information, even when other news reporters, finally release the actual information. Some continuously release the wrong information after that.
Yeah.
So that's why it was banned.
Yeah. Like I say, it wasn't banned. It's just frowned upon.
Yeah, well, that's good enough because compared to what people around here think of the Sun.
Yeah.
At least when I'm not around, anyway.
Yeah.
At least in my house, it's never spoken about.
Yeah.
So anyone mentions the Sun, out with you.
Cool.
But that's probably not the worst thing you could do in my house. The worst thing you could do is light a cigarette or vape. Then out immediately. That's not the worst thing anything could do.
Fair enough.
Well, at least you guys are, Or that side.
Oh, I would not trust myself with a vape. I think if I tried a vape, I'd get addicted.
Well, that's the
I mean,
that's the problem.
I would
It's
try.
not
I would
only
try.
that.
I would try a non-nicotine one, which I know I wouldn't get addicted to out of curiosity, but I would never try a proper one because I think I would just get
I
addicted.
I wouldn't
not
try
trust
one
any of them.
myself either.
I just not trust them at all, really. There's
No,
no point. There's no point starting it.
nope,
In
not
fact,
at all.
even before being aware of the side effects, I just never trusted it in the first place.
A
Even in
lot of people didn't.
2017.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't.
And besides, even then, it didn't even look anywhere near as cool either. It just makes people look ugly.
Yeah,
You know, more so than everything else.
yeah,
Normally, not just normally, I would befriend anyone who actually takes it up. Although there have been a couple of exceptions, but they're still kind of pending.
Well, I'm friends with
It's,
people
I
who
know it's
vape.
excessive.
For me, it's
Same
not
here.
like a massive. It's not a massive thing, in all honesty.
Well, yeah, I think I think my way of befriending people isn't really the same as everyone else's, so it wouldn't seem like I've actually done it at all, really.
I
No,
don't personally condone vaping or smoking, but I do have friends who do smoke and vape, and I don't have anything against them in any way.
Well, I do it because I can't deal with it myself. I just can't be in that environment. I refuse to be anywhere near anyone who uses one. That's why I say I would befriend anyone who does, even if I haven't.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things. Don't really bother me.
Yeah, at least you haven't
Right.
fallen into it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, just keep it that way. Best thing
Yeah.
for it. Just remain a permanent non-smoker.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I'm probably gonna head off now, Matt. We've been
Yeah,
on for over an hour.
well, yeah, I think we have been for more than an hour now.
1 hour,
Yeah.
17 minutes.
1 hour and what?
An hour 17 minutes.
Or 17. Okay. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice having you on here again.
Yes, and it was nice being here. Thank you once again.
Yeah.
And I'll see you again whenever. Yeah. Bye bye.
Well,
Right.
see ya.
Bye.
Bye. Just us now.
Yeah. I probably won't be on for much longer, but
That's fine. Probably just in the stream soon anyway.
yeah.
Just don't know what we're going to do about this raising awareness, because I think there's a lot to think through of it, you know.
What was that? Sorry.
Well, because as I said, they're accusing me of terrorism normally, not trespassing.
Gee, that's a bit extreme.
Well,
Not in my
especially in the exchange offer, that's what they were definitely accusing me of terrorism. And that's why it was scary. I mean, I don't know about East Anglia Foods. I can't remember if they accused me of terrorism or what. Or maybe they were just too abusive for me to even tell.
Yeah.
But even still, they get accused of terrorism all the time. And whether it be a foreign fighter CGT or a transport CGT, it just happens.
Yeah.
But you know, we're going to have to think this thing through. And, you know, see if there's any kind of. You know, I've been kind of wondering, you know, why does terrorism even happen at all?
Why does what? Sorry.
Why does terrorism even happen?
Yeah.
Because as far as I know, it's probably just people wanting to start war. You know,
I don't know what it is with people, and you know, with
war
terror.
just
I don't get
exists
what goes
at
through.
all.
Yeah, I don't know what goes through their heads. To be honest,
Well,
I can never understand it.
Well, I might be able to. It's just them being morbid. But even still, they could do better than that, surely.
Yeah.
And they're probably amused by, well, actually, no. What doesn't make sense is that they kill themselves at the same time. How is that amusing?
Yeah,
They say they do it to just defend their country, but who's it defending their country? Not even in their country.
yeah. It baffles me, like if you want to, why people would want to kill themselves as well as other people in like a terrorist attack. It just, I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense at all to me.
Yeah, well, I think everyone needs to be educated, in order to not start war or anything.
Yeah.
And then, if that happens, then we might be getting more trusted as well. But as it is, what does picturing a farm system got to do with terrorism anyway? And especially transport. What's that got to do with terrorism either? No members of staff ever trust our kind.
Yeah.
And it's why I never trust members of staff. Because they started it.
I know what you mean.
Not only do I not trust them, I'm terrified of them. So terrified of them. I just refuse to go anywhere near anyone.
Yeah, to be fair, like, if I'm at a crossing and there's Network Rail staff near it, then sometimes it can. I do sometimes find it a bit off-putting, like if there's Network Rail staff around the level crossing when I want to film it.
Just stay away from the ones in the blue high visibility jacket.
Blue high vis.
Well, they're the worst, don't they?
I didn't even know you could get blue high vis Network Rail people, to be honest. But
then who were those guys?
They're the worst, you say?
Well, yeah, because there was the worst train spotting CGT involved in that site. Maybe it was just security guys disguised as Network Rail staff, maybe. Who tried to get on top of us. Oh yeah, another thing they did at the time, they searched his bag thinking there was drugs in there. It wasn't just a child. That kind of mistrust.
Good Lord.
But you know how extremely overpopulated that is? I don't know why. Why should it be overpopulated? Probably just, again, bad law.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a lot to say about bad law, and it's why everything's all messed up.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, there are a few ways we can either avoid it or improve it.
I mean, I don't really know much about law myself, but I feel like if the laws are a bit ambiguous, and I feel like that. I mean, I'm not saying that they are ambiguous, but if they were, then maybe that could be possibly one of the reasons behind it. Possibly. I mean, I'm only speculating, but.
Well, I also think prison shouldn't even exist either. No one, and I mean no one, deserves it.
You what, sorry?
I said no one deserves to be sent to prison, whether they're criminals or not. And the worst thing is, most people who are in prison aren't even criminals at all.
Yeah.
I think the least they can do is, resort to something a bit better, like the Norwegian prison system that works. That's the least they can do, because it's not just isolating them from the world, which makes things much, much worse for them when they're released and will only become more dangerous. Instead, it educates them instead. That's what they need. That's what they deserve. Just education, right?
Yeah.
Not to be just locked up completely. Education's the best thing for it.
Yeah, I agree with that. To be honest, education's the way forward, in my opinion.
And also, even if both of them are combined, I think it should just be education by itself.
Yeah,
Because the whole prison thing just doesn't work for anyone, whether they're criminals or innocent people that never deserved it in the first place.
mm.
Besides, I'm pretty sure most of the people who are in prison right now are just people that are, trying to stand up for themselves against the bad law, or the actual people who just might deserve it are being released and having some innocent person take their place.
Yeah. Mm.
I think I might actually end the stream in a minute.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, as I say, I wasn't intending to be on for like long anyway. Well, much longer anyway. So
What you have anyway.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at some point I should actually try doing live streams, on my phone instead when I go out somewhere. Or just
Yeah.
put it up in the phone holder of my car and actually go live while I'm driving. I mean, I'm not sure it's going to work, but good to see about that.
Mm.
And I guess I could start off doing it while stationary. That's probably a good place to start.
I mean, when I've
I did
been
exactly that when I recorded the end of your speech on Instagram as well.
You what? Sorry.
When I did the end of year speech back in the end of last year, it wasn't exactly the end of last year. It was actually recorded. It was was it New Year's Eve when it was recorded? Let's have a look. I think it might actually. Oh no, wait, I need to look it up there. So. But yeah, I did an end of year, speech. I only uploaded it on Instagram and only briefly cut it, put it on the end of year review as well.
Oh yeah.
I think, okay, yeah, I did do it. Actually, I did it the day before New Year's Eve. That's when I recorded it.
Mm.
That's the best time to do it. That's why I did it then. And when it was in my car as well. By the time I made the main line between Harpenden and St Albans. When there wasn't really much to go through after a couple of other things that did, which I'd already got at that point.
Mm.
Well, I suppose hours before I did see a rails from the East Coast main line at Hatfield.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, since that one was kind of okay, I will be doing it again next year.
Mm.
Well, where to do it, I'm not really sure, but that's too soon to decide, really.
What, the live stream or?
No, the interview speech.
Ah, right.
Live stream, I don't know when the next one will be. It could be any time, really. Just for any reason, I guess.
Mm.
I haven't been that excessive with foreign photos lately. I mean, I think I've really kind of declined a bit. And mostly taking breaks from it, so.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But, it's probably down to the limit being applied.
Mm.
Because that's also reduced the number of photos on overall places as well. And reduce of CGT as well. I can't guarantee it, really.
Mm.
Well, maybe just a little bit has it actually reduced CGTs, because that was the whole point of applying the limit anyway, to reduce them. Primark is just so sensitive, that's probably the case.
Yeah.
Too sensitive, really. At least I recorded it this time. hadn't done that since Exchange Ilford. And I probably should have done it at the worst one. But I think it was too brutal to actually show. But if Ben had showed the same kind of CGT, then I would have gotten away with it.
Yeah.
But what makes that one the worst one is the brutality and the sabotage. Primark, I don't think it had much of either of those really. Even if their slave labour is a completely different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'll end the stream now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I guess we'll... hang on, how do I do this? I've kind of lost confidence with the ending. There's probably no point going through it. It's going to take hours to come up with something. In fact, on that note, it took me probably at least 2 hours to come up with the end of year speech as well.
Oh.
But even still, hopefully it won't be as that long next time. As unanxious as you think I am, I'm the most anxious person you'll ever meet.
Yeah,
There's a good reason why I'm anxious for a reason, you know.
I get anxious a lot, to be a lot, to be fair. Like, especially if it's like something that I'm very unfamiliar with. But I mean, sometimes I'm alright, but then there's like there are some instances where anxiety kind of like, you know, gets just burst through the roof. Yeah.
Could say it's why I don't go out that much. Well, these days anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know about last year, because I was really, really excessive with foreign photos. I mean, even if there weren't as many CGTs as there were in 2022. But I guess you could say I was excessive during that period as well. But you know, I say more excessive is in the fact I was driving places as well. Which I guess you could say was easier to do long distances. I mean, speaking of long distance, when I went to that home base in Nottinghamshire, that wasn't the first place on the trip. I said the actual first place was actually trying out transporting on the cross-country section at Elford.
At where, sorry?
Near, Elford, near Tamworth.
Wait, sorry, where?
Elford, near Tamworth.
Don't think I've heard of that place, actually.
It's in West Midlands, Staffordshire area.
I know where Tamworth is, but
exactly.
Not that. But,
it's on the non-electrified section just beyond there. But anyway, that's where I tried out, and my God, it was a beautiful place. I'd highly recommend that light side viewpoint. But anyway, I started that before moving on to Birmingham, where I was at probably the best Morrison's by far, which I only just saw just in time, because at that point it was just about to be replaced with a Driscoll.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I got that one in time. I mean, probably, I think there were 2 more home bases. There was one in just north of Birmingham and another in, I think, Wolverhampton. So, stayed at the travel lunch after that, then moved on to, actually, I think I went straight to Nottingham, really. But I started with the Wicks, then the home base. And of course, I was being quite excessive at that one, even if it didn't have what I was looking for. CGT occurred at the last minute. But not immediately like the others did.
Yeah.
Because it took, like, I don't know, 5 devices to be pictured before it actually happened, and it wasn't even immediately after that one either. but they were on to me very slowly.
Yeah.
I guess knowing it only too well. After that, we have Primark, and knowing it only too well, I would have got out, recorded it immediately, knowing they would get brutal, which it kind of did.
Yeah.
I could have done that with Homebase, but it didn't seem to get out of line anywhere near as quickly as Primark and Exchange Offer did. It's one of those, it starts, with them being nice to me, and very slowly moves on to them being quite, well, it moves on to them gaslighting me consistently. And even when I give it all I've got, they try to express authority and everything. I don't know about Primark that being the case, because I don't think much was really sent out of me or whatever else there was. Because it's like at a point, why am I even doing it? But that is a good question. Why am I still doing this? Well, there has to be some reason why. Just remind myself the websites I'm doing. That's why I'm doing this. And doing this because no one else ever bothered to do it, really. And deep down, I know why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And I always knew, since at least 2015, even if I can't really describe or express it very well to any CGT, but maybe I can, I just don't trust them knowing. Or knowing about the website. I mean, I don't know. What do you think when the website is out? Will they find out about it? What if they do find out about it? What will they do? Well, I guess if they find out, they'll find out why I was doing it.
Yeah.
But I think when they find like, how many photos were there? Like, more than 7,000? When they find all of those thousands of pictures in different places, depending on which CGC it's probably referring to, their face will just go, redder than a Cyrex 4. When they find out about the website, they'll want to do something. They'll probably want to shut me down. People have already tried that anyway, so.
Yeah.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry.
But I don't know. They can come to my house and murder me, but they'll never stop the existence being revealed of what needs to be done. So many things on that website. Devices people don't even know exist, They need to know about it. I would have needed to know about that prior to 2015. No information was around at all. That's why I'm doing it. So, I'm doing all this. I'm taking all the brutality from staff to do this job so that you guys don't have to.
Yeah, yeah.
It's my personal mission. I guess if anyone during a CGC finds that out, they'll of course think it's down to terrorism. Working for myself, doing a mission, and taking pictures. That's probably tick the 3 boxes.
Yeah.
But, in their point of view, tick the 3 boxes, so, give permission to accuse me of terrorism. But, it's just down to lack of trust, really.
Yeah.
And, not very many people trust me, and only you guys do. No one else does.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think I stood up in the stream like 10 minutes ago. So we do it for real this time.
Yeah, do it for. I'm beginning to get a little bit tired anyway. So
I'm going to have to let you go then.
yeah, I should probably head off. To be fair, so
Well, yeah, but thanks so much for coming on the stream. Really
yeah, no
appreciate it.
worries. Yeah, it's not a problem at all.
We should really do this again sometime, whenever
Yeah. Could
I'll
do at
advertise.
some point.
I'll advertise the next one. Well, if I come up with something that is.
Yeah,
There's every chance I could just randomly go live at some point, wherever I really. It's also the first time experimenting with a new background, which I made myself, obviously.
oh yeah.
It's pretty good actually.
Hmm.
I could do better. Maybe I'll make another one for him. Who knows? That one might look pretty outstanding. Who knows? But anyway, I think
Yeah.
I'll let you get off, and I'll get off myself.
All right.
And well, I think all I can say is just thank you for watching the stream. If anyone was watching it outside it was live, but it doesn't matter because it will be uploaded and anyone can watch it after that as well.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so anyway. That's how it should be anyway. I'll make sure it does. Don't worry. I'll make sure.
Yeah.
So all I can say now is just thank you guys for watching.